is the Harrison Ford... Alright, so the Harrison Ford series continues with Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Everyone's favorite Indiana Jones movie. So Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom is actually a prequel to Raiders of the Lost Ark. It takes place like a few years before, and gets rid of the Nazis. There are no Nazis in this movie, so that was cool. That was one of the first things I really liked, is that they switched up the villain. And then they do go back to the Nazis in Last Crusade, but then it feels... It feels a lot better in that movie because we had this movie in between that kind of didn't have the Germans in it, so that was cool. But basically, Indy, he finds this small Indian village, and they ask him to help get their kids back because their kids have been taken, and there's this like cult and stuff. They worship these magic stones, and there's a dude who rips people's hearts out and then throws them in a fire pit. So yeah, this movie's pretty cool and dark. Let's talk about Harrison Ford first, with the cast. Harrison Ford is just great. I mean, what else can I really say? When I was writing the notes for this, when I was putting down the cast, instead of Harrison Ford, I accidentally typed Indiana Jones. So that, I guess that kind of tells you where my mindset is when I think about Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones. I just think of Indiana Jones. I think Kate Capshaw is the worst thing to ever be in an Indiana Jones film. Yeah, even worse than anything in Crystal Skull, or just any horrible thing in any of the other movies. She adds nothing to this movie, and she is so annoying and obnoxious, it kind of almost ruins the movie for me. I liked Short Round. I forget the name of the actor, but he's the kid from the Goonies, too. I like him in the movie. He's a fun little supporting character. The actor was pretty good. He can kind of teeter on the annoying side a little bit in the movie, but I thought his character was pretty fun. He doesn't really add or take anything away from the movie. He's just kind of there. I absolutely love the intensity of the movie. Tonally, it is darker than Raiders of the Lost Ark, which is fun because if you actually look at it chronologically, the movies get lighter and lighter in tone. So, like, Temple of Doom is the darkest, then Raiders is kind of dark. Last Crusade is actually pretty light, and then Crystal Skull is very light. This movie was so dark and violent that because of this movie, they actually created the PG-13 rating. And that was back when PG-13 meant something other than just basically PG. Because most movies that are PG-13 now could really, 20 years ago, have probably passed for PG. So, yeah. Our parents... They, when they went and saw a PG movie, it was actually pretty cool. I mean, friggin' Jaws was rated PG, guys. That's something. That would never get a PG now. That would probably get an R now. Just goes to show you that, like, people today are, like, way too easily like offended by stuff like, oh, they said that word, that movie needs to be PG-13, even though we're still gonna take our 5-year-olds to go see it. Anyways, I think the score by John Williams is one of the things that particularly stands out in this movie. I thought the opening sequence in Club Obi-Wan, that is one of the best scenes in the movie, and honestly one of the best scenes in the franchise, and super memorable. Except the dance number that really kind of takes away from the movie. That's like my least favorite part of the movie. Like, Kate Capshaw is my least favorite character in the movie, but that is my least favorite scene in the movie, is that little dance number that just doesn't... Like, what even was that? I thought the story and portrayal of India and Hinduism was kind of culturally insensitive. But that's really the only issue I have with the movie. And that's something I can kind of overlook because I mostly enjoy everything else in the movie. This is obviously not my favorite Indiana Jones movie. I'd probably put it as like my third favorite in the series. But this is the one that kind of holds a special place in my mind because I watched it at a very young age. And I used to hate it because it was so dark. But now, watching it again and really just having a better understanding of movies and stuff and a better love for movies now, I really do love it for not being afraid to hold back on its intensity. And part of that has to do with the fact that both George Lucas and Steven Spielberg, when making this movie, were dealing with, like, breakups and stuff. So they were kind of in a dark place, and they really showed it with this. Yeah, I honestly, though, I used to hate this movie because I liked seeing Indiana Jones as a hero and seeing him be, like, brainwashed, and then he was, like, kind of evil for a small part of the movie. That didn't really sit well with me. Now I'm like, holy crap, they did that? They made the hero a villain for a minute? That's kind of crazy now. Like, that's something you don't really see a ton of anymore. But yeah, I absolutely love this movie. Again, it's my third favorite Indiana Jones movie, but that's only if I'm picking a favorite. I would probably rank the 3 Indiana Jones movies about in the same spot of being about as good as each other. I think Last Crusade is a little bit better than Raiders. I think Raiders is a little bit better than Temple of Doom, but I think they're all amazing movies. But yeah, I'm going to give Temple of Doom an A. Thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know in the comments what you think of Temple of Doom, if you've seen it, which you probably have, because if you are a human being that is alive, you have probably seen the Indiana Jones movies multiple times. Be sure to check out the link in the description to our Patreon page. Make a pledge if you would like to, please. We need it. Check out our Spreadshirt store. We got some t-shirts up, and we are working on more. And yeah, check out my review of Raiders of the Lost Ark, and my other Harrison Ford movies, American Graffiti, Blade Runner. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye.